Welcome to our series of video in factoring polynomials. The goal of this video, determine if the given trinomial is a perfect square trinomial. And this is the general form for perfect square trinomial. You square the first, you square the second, the last, y square. You multiply first times last, x times y, multiply by 2. If the sign positive, stay positive. If the sign negative, stay negative. Determine if the given trinomial is a perfect square trinomial. There is 3 steps. The first step is the first term is perfect square, which is 25x squared. Yes, it's 5x quantity square, means the first term is perfect square. Is that okay? Correct. Is the last term perfect square, which is the 1 here? 1 means 1 square. Means the second step is correct. Is the last term is perfect square. The third step, I multiply the first, which is the 5x, times the 1, times the 2. Is this give me the middle term? If I multiply 5x times 1, 5x times 1, multiply by 2, is this give me the middle term? Give me 10x. It's correct. Means this is trinomial 25x squared plus 10x plus 1 is a perfect square trinomial. Determine if the given trinomial is a perfect square trinomial. Is the first term is a perfect square? Yes. Is 5x quantity square. Correct. But this is negative 1. Is the last term must be positive 1. Means this is no. The last term is not perfect square trinomial. Means this trinomial is not a perfect square trinomial. The sign for the last term must be always positive. We're going to check the 3 steps for this problem here. Is the first term perfect square? Yes, 4y quantity square. 4y quantity square. Correct. Is the last term, which is 25x square, is a perfect square? Is 5x quantity square. Correct. Is the middle term here, is the middle term, I multiply the first times the second, is 4y, the first times the second, times 5x, times 2, times 2, is this give me the middle term, because this is 2 times the first times the last. 4 times 5, 20. 20 times 2 is 40. 40xy. Correct. Equals the middle. This is our perfect square trinomial. 16y squared minus 40xy plus 25 is perfect square trinomial. The first step is the first term a perfect square. 36 is 6x quantity square. 36x squared is perfect square. Is the last term here perfect square? Is 5y quantity square. Because this means 5y times 5y is 25y squared is correct. Is the middle term, which is 50 here, equals the first times the second, means 6x times 5y times 2. Is this give me the middle term? 6 times 5, I get 30. 30 times 2, I get 60. I get 60. 60 xy. Is this equal the middle term? No, this is not equal. This is not equal the 50. Is not equal. Means this is not. Is not. Is not perfect square. We need to factor this is completely here. Okay. First one, x square. The last one, positive 1. If you multiply x, means the first times the last times 1. Here minus. I multiply by 2. The same thing as the original one. Means this is perfect square trinomial. Equal under equal. Means this is x minus 1 quantity square. I square the first, I square the last, and always the last, always positive. I multiply the first times the last, x times 1, multiply by 2, I get the middle term. This is equal. Equal. This one x square. This one 3 square. This is first x. 3 means x times 3 or 3x. This is always plus. And here plus. To get 6, multiply this by 2. If this is 2a times b to get the middle term, yes, this is perfect square trinomials. You do it like this. A plus b means x plus 3. X plus 3 quantity square. This is equal here. This is x square. This is 3 square. This is minus here. Here 3x. Multiply here by 2. Means the first one is perfect square. The last one is perfect square. The middle term is the first times the last, x times 3, 3x. Multiply by 2. Means this is perfect square trinomial. And this is how you factor it. The first minus the last 3 quantity square. To factor 9x square, 9x square is the perfect square. 3x quantity square. The one is 1 square. Means the first is perfect square. The last was perfect square. The middle, which is 3 times x. 3x times 1. 3x times 1, which is 3x. Is this multiplied by 2? This is equal here. This is equal. Means this is perfect square trinomials because the first is perfect square. The last is perfect square. You multiply the first times the last. 3x times 1. Multiply by 2. I get the middle term. Means this is 3x. The first is 3x. The last is 1 plus 1. Quantity square. This is how you factor it. This is your homework. Please try those in your own